Welcome. Wednesday nights, super short show Wednesday nights, the Johnny B Show, 102.5 The Bone, Real Raw Radio. Welcome to the program. If you're a faithful listener, you are a B-hole. If you're new to the show, welcome, brand new B-holes. Carrying over from the Ask the Dom show, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Dominic Fariello. What's up, bud?
Johnny, thank you, buddy. Every now and then I got to sneak a segment from you. It doesn't happen always, but you know I love you.
I don't mind if it's worth it when you have, like, legitimate guests with you, you know what I mean? But if you just had, like, the guy that works at 7-Eleven because, you know, you thought he had a cute smock, I'd be a little reticent. But this is great. Explain to who you have tonight, because this is an all-star cast.
Well, and I appreciate it again, and I know that you are a very big supporter of our veterans,
yes,
as well as our judges. So next to you is Judge Manning, here Hillsborough County Court Judge. Next to Judge Manning is Colonel Reyes, who is a wonderful mentor, our lead mentor.
Honor to have you in here. Thank you so much for your service, and thank you for everything you do. It's awesome.
Absolutely. Judge Holder is next to the Colonel,
who I've hung out with in here before. Yes.
Return guest to the Ask Dom show and a Johnny B show as well. And then Judge Shanti, also Circuit Court Judge in Hillsborough County,
awesome,
Veterans Treatment Court. And we just ran out of time on my show with the callers because we were answering the questions, but we were talking about the difference between Veterans Treatment Court, the Veterans Outreach Program, which we are doing on Friday. I'm going to be donating some time. I'm going to be with Judge Manning. And
well, this is is this a brand new program? Because I heard you talking about this last month, where you can get legal service for veterans, and it's Hillsborough County is really the county that's doing it, right?
Well, I'll let Judge Manning answer that real quick on the Veterans Outreach Program, Judge.
Sure, Johnny. We've been doing this for about 4 years now.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And Don has been coming out. We have a number of other private attorneys that come out and join us, and we are dealing with the Hillsborough County veterans. We have over 98,000 veterans.
Wow.
So this is a program for them to help them with any financial matters that are pending, fines, court fees, misdemeanor warrants that are outstanding. We take care of the veterans.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And if that doesn't hit you right in the feels, I don't know what does, man. Because I'm the same way. I try to do as many things as I can for the veterans too, especially around the holidays, things like that. I've done plenty of comedy shows for the vets, and I set up a lot of shows for these veteran halls, you know, where the old guys go in there and they drink their 50-cent beers and hang out, and it's like so smoky you can't see in it. I love to go in there and entertain these guys. It's so much fun. But what you guys do is so important, and I think more and more people need to know about this. Even the veterans that may not know that they have this service available to them. I mean, it's super important. You know, a lot of times people, they just go through their day and they don't know that they have this available. So how can people find out more about it?
Well, that's why I do my show every year. It's a veterans tribute show, basically, on the Ask the Dom. And what we also have is we've for 6 years now is the Veterans Treatment Court, which is what Judge Shanti and Judge Holder were a part of. Judge Weiss, Judge Holder, and then Judge Shanti in that order, which is a little different than what Judge Manning was talking about, and which is a court that helps veterans with, and Judge Shanti, let me allow you to explain better to Johnny B.
Sure, Johnny, and to your listeners. So the Veterans Treatment Court is different from the Veteran Outreach Program. We're focused on veterans who are struggling with mental health issues, with psychological problems, with substance use disorders that have these conditions as a result of their military service. They've found themselves in the criminal justice system as a result of their military service-related condition, and we work to address their mental health and or substance use problems, working with the VA, working through partnerships in the community. We have a mentor corps that partners with our veterans in our courtroom to help guide them through the program with the ultimate success of having these veterans on the path to rehabilitation, recovery, and at the end of the day, their charges get dismissed. Their felony and or misdemeanor charges. These are some very serious cases that they're facing, but it's a diversionary program.
That's incredible. And I wasn't even aware of this, and because I think about this all the time when I see somebody, even in public, a lot of times you'll see somebody that they look, homeless, or they look like they're just, in a bad place, and you can tell that they're struggling. And one of my first thoughts is, I want to know how they got there, and then usually another second or third thought is, I wonder if they're ex-military. I wonder if they have somebody. I wonder if they're just left along the wayside and almost like a forgotten person, because to me that's horrifying to even think that somebody would serve the country and then not have a resource to try to rehabilitate. And then of course it's almost like it's an understanding that you have there, and it's almost you're not forgiving everybody for crimes, but you have to understand what gets a person to that point, and that's what you guys are doing.
Sure, we're trying to focus on the root causes.
Right.
So the homelessness, well, there's a root cause as to why they're homeless. It's mental health related, it's substance use. So they find themselves, because we have homeless veterans in our courtroom that we're trying to resolve those issues, and we do resolve those issues.
That is
working
amazing.
with our mentors, Colonel Reyes, he's the director of all of our mentor corps, and it's a collaborative effort. It's a non-adversarial problem-solving court.
I'm goosebumped up right now. I'm blown away by this. This is like the coolest thing I've heard in so long, and it really, you're getting me a little choked up right now.
Johnny,
I'm not kidding.
There's more.
Okay.
Wait, we say,
right.
Judge, 171 years of active military service. Is that?
Well, we have over 110. I mean, the man to my right, crashed his helicopter during the invasion of Iraq.
Oh my God, man!
I mean, he's been blown up.
This is awesome.
This guy over here, but again, we're just trying to help these men and women, which ultimately saves the taxpayers millions of dollars.
Of course, yeah.
In incarceration costs.
Right.
If we can get these people out of our jails and out of our prisons and return them as productive members of society, where they're paying taxes, they're contributing, my God, that's the goal.
And this reminds me, my Uncle Lee, who's now passed away, was a Vietnam vet, and he had so many problems with PTSD, and this is back in the 80s, right. And he never really had, I remember he would go to the VA and stuff, but he never got the mental help he needed. And I remember, 4th of July, he had to hide in the bedroom because fireworks would freak him out, and it was just like one of those things that we all understood, and we kind of walked around on eggshells and did what we could to comfort him. But it was one of those things where, he wouldn't even talk about the things he saw in war and all that, and he didn't have anywhere to go, anything at that time to help him out. And he died pretty much suffering all these mental issues with really never recovering from anything. And to know that now, that there's somewhere, locally that there's resources out there, it's amazing.
Johnny V, I'd like to extend an invitation to you. If you've never been to a veteran treatment court before, please.
I would love to, yeah.
Take some time. We can describe it.
Right.
And you can get an image, but until you actually bear witness as to all of the good work that's being done in that courtroom, I would encourage you, and I can certainly forward our schedule. Or
is it open to the public?
Oh, yeah. Of course it is. It's your courtroom. All of our courtrooms. I
kind of knew that, but I wasn't sure about every courtroom. Like I've been.
Matter of fact, maybe you could join Dom, because he has clients that he represents in our courtroom.
Yeah. Okay. Ben Swig was in the first segment of my show. He was invited by the judge. Of course, anybody can go down there. Ben was going to go for about an hour. He stayed all day on a Friday. And
I could see him doing that.
He was moved, and it is a moving experience, especially when you go and you see the graduations.
Oh man!
And the judge does a speech. The veterans say some words if they feel like doing that. And I'll bring you with me.
Oh, dude, I would love that. Absolutely,
we'll do that.
Now, before I go, can I go to Judge Manning's tailor and get a suit like that? I walked in. I said, "Look at that guy, man! That is one sharp dressed cat. I want that. That is nice."
Great. I was messing with him earlier that I'm going to have the bow tie when I see him. Oh man! Not that your other honor.
You guys look great.
You guys look good too.
I always know
we have a face for radio.
I'm always competing with the Dom, so I have to come in sharp and ready to go.
Oh yeah, Dom's got mad swag too. No, there's no doubt about it.
I am a little wild, I think, in the courthouse. I tend to get away with some of the sport coats, and I've got a few bow ties as well. But Johnny, I wanted to thank the judges and the Colonel. And I ran out of time on my show. And I appreciate you letting us start your segment off.
I I appreciate you keeping these guys over for my show. This is an honor for me. This is awesome.
Well, and I wanted to say first, God bless all of you. Thank each of you for your service. And I know that you have taken the time and you've come on the show before and, time away from your families to come do this late in the evening. But I want to say thank you not only for your service, but also your continual service with Hillsborough County and our judiciary. And Colonel Reyes, I also want to also note that as a mentor, you are also helping the judges. And we talked about that, Johnny, that in my segment is without the mentors, I, as a defense attorney, would not be successful in the veterans program helping my clients if it wasn't for our mentors that donate and volunteer their time. So I wanted to say thank all of you for coming in this evening, staying late. Thank you for your military service, and thank you for your service to our county. And I did not have time, Johnny, to say that in my show.
No problem at all. This, like I said, I would be upset if you didn't keep them around for this, because this needed to be done. And you guys have my airtime anytime you want. I mean, what you guys have done and what you continue to do, I'll never be able to touch that with my silly jokes that I do on this show. So this is an honor. So I really, really appreciate it.
Well, I just wanted to say, is there any other information, judges, that you wanted out there? Phone numbers, websites, information to get to the programs, anything on a final note for the listeners that we might not have covered during my segment or my show? Colonel, anything?
I do. For your listeners that are veterans that are possibly interested in supporting this court, the VTC, as a mentor, I would be more than happy to speak with you. You can check out our website at www.hillsboroughcountymentors.org.
Wonderful.
HillsboroughCountyMentors.org. I'm going to put this link up on the Johnny B Show page too.
Oh, that'd be great.
And any other links or information or anything, I'd love to put out there too. And of course on the Bones, all the Bones Instagram and social media too, because everybody needs to know about this. 100%.
And Johnny, you can also let your listeners know when they get on the website there is an icon, a drop-down menu for more information. They can contact us. They can write their question or their comments. It comes straight to my personal Gmail. So
nice.
I track all of that.
All right. And is that Hillsborough County Veteran Services? Is that the... Okay, I just clicked on the wrong one.
www.hillsboroughcountymentors.
Mentors, thank you. All right. I got lost in the middle of typing. So mentors.org. Got it. All right, 100%. And there's a drop-down menu where they can message you directly to your Gmail. That's amazing. How many emails a day do you get? A lot, huh?
A lot.
Good. Man, that's awesome.
Look at his face. You're shy for. Look at him.
He's so humble. Look at him.
Oh, it's so great. How many mentors, Colonel, do you have working for you right now?
Well, we have a total program right now of 140, of which 61 are actively serving.
Okay.
Everybody needs to know about this. Everybody needs to know about this. This is amazing.
And that's why I try to announce it as often as I can on my show. Mike has been great on the Mike Calta show.
Yeah.
Soul Brother Kevin was texting me. He forgot to mention to your honors that he was a Navy veteran.
Yeah.
That he was asking, what branch, but he laughed and he said, "Oh, I forgot to tell him I was there." I said, "I will let them know." He sent me a text, and so the tail end of his show, all of mine, the beginning of your show, just to get the word out. Obviously, Veterans Day is Monday,
right?
And I like to try to do a show either the Wednesday before, Wednesday after, and it works with everyone's schedule. So, just thank you to all judges for your service.
Well, Dom, let me just, as the oldest member, not most senior, but oldest guy here, let me just say thanks to you, thanks to Johnny, thanks to Ben, thanks to Kat, thanks to this radio station. But most importantly, thanks to you. I mean, you're so modest about all the free time that you give this pro bono work, which for the benefit of your listeners means free of charge, i.e. no money exchanges hands. You're up in the middle of the night. You're taking calls from these veterans. You're coming into court. You're working with the mentors. You serve just as we serve. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate that, Judge. God bless to all of you. Johnny, are we? I know I always do this to Kat. I don't know where we are with your break.
Oh, we're fine. Yeah, we're fine. We got a couple more minutes if you want to keep going.
I just want to double check because there are the two separate programs with the Veterans Treatment Court. Judge Manning, for information out for the Veterans Outreach Program, a different number, sir, a different website, just so that way we have the different programs available for our veterans.
Certainly. For the Veterans Outreach Court, let me give a website where all the veterans can go to. Now, the registration period has expired. We are all set to go on Friday, so we're going to take care of those vets that have been registered and already been cleared. But anyone else that's interested for the next upcoming Veterans Outreach Court can go to www.hillsclerk.com. So Pat Frank has put all the information up on her website in terms of what the program consists of and exactly how the veterans can register. And let me give a phone number that they can call also. And that phone number is 813-277-1303. And they can get some additional information and speak to someone about Veterans Outreach Court. Just as Judge Holder said, I certainly want to express my thanks to you. I see you in action. I see when you come out there. Certainly you give your valuable time and helping the veterans that are in need. They're in need with matters regarding their family, matters regarding their employment, matters regarding their household, and you and others are there to step in the breach. As I said earlier, some gave all and all gave some. And these are veterans that Judge Holder shared this with me and others. They entered into a contract with our country. And when they come back broken, when they come back hurt, when they come back injured, when they come back in need, our country owes it to them. And so that's why we do what we do.
Well, I want to say thank you for the kind words, judges, to me, but I also want to make this known, and Johnny, I don't think you know this, is that there's a lot of private attorneys other than me that volunteer.
Of course, yeah.
Bill Sansoni is one of them, a lot of great. But there's also wonderful public defenders. Julianne Holt's office has done a great job. The public defenders come out there. But also state attorney's office. Because when I work with Andrew Warren, his office, and Gary Weissman is his chief of staff, and the assistant state attorneys, when I have to file motions, if it's outside of the Veterans Outreach Program, or if it's in conjunction with Veterans Treatment Court, I have to have a working relationship with the state attorneys. And I have to read them in on, well, what's going on. And they are very understanding, and it is humbling to work with them. Sometimes I work in conjunction with the public defender's office, or I work with co-counsel other private attorneys. So there's more than just me interacting, which is also part of what I want to get out there. Other attorneys listen to the show, and they ask, hey, Dom, how can we help? Just email me, and I'll get you in touch with the judges or the colonel, the mentoring program. But I don't want to be remiss in not saying thank you to the public defenders and to the state's attorneys.
Yeah, I think they probably feel a lot like I feel, when it comes to the level of what these guys do compared to what, we do in our everyday jobs, which are important jobs. I mean, the attorney has, but I think it's incumbent upon us to do our part any way we can. And I mean, I'm excited to help any way I can with these guys at all. So it isn't like a burden. It's like I would love the opportunity to help with any of these programs.
You're going to come down with me,
right?
And then you'll see how I interact, because when I walk into a courtroom, the judges is who I talk to last. And I see my bailiffs first, and I love their service. I tell the sheriff all the time, I love my bailiffs.
They keep you alive.
They do.
Right.
And if you don't have your client, you're not getting anything done. That's number one. Number two is I love the clerks, because if the court doesn't have the file, you ain't hearing your case. And the clerks are wonderful, especially when we off-site, when they have to relocate the entire clerk's office. If I don't have the paperwork to be able to express to the court what I need to tell them to best help my client, then we're not getting anything done. So literally, the personnel in the courtroom is so instrumental. Then you get to the public defenders and the state attorney.
Your Christmas shopping list has to be crazy.
Well, and then last but not least, but I always say the last is the judges, and I mean that affectionately. Is that says and you come with me. And you'll see how I work the courtroom. I don't get things done with it. I get things done with the clerks, the bailiffs, and the states. The judges, if I come to the court and says, we got everything done, the judge's like, I don't have anything to do but just grant your motion. That's if everything works in my favor.
Oh, yeah. You got it down to a science. You got it.
Allegedly.
Right.
Allegedly, I say. But Judge Shanti, thank you to you, sir. Judge Holder, thank you, sir. Colonel Reyes, thank you, sir. And Judge Manning, thank you, sir, for everything that you do. And Johnny, I don't want to take up too much of your time.
I echo the thanks also. It's awesome. I got so many nice things to say about every one of them, including Judge Holder's radio voice is amazing.
That's something. I mean,
my goodness, I want him to do voiceovers for my show.
That's exactly.
You're listening to the Johnny B Show. I'm Judge Holder. It's very nice. It's so smooth. Yeah, you should do audiobooks in your spare time if you have any. I'd listen to them. I'd be like, I don't know, I'm listening to a book. I have no idea what it is, but Judge Holder's reading it, so it's fine. Right. So, thank you so much, guys. This is a pleasure for me to have you guys on here. So thank you so much for everything you do, and I'm 100% on board for anything I can do to help out. And I do want to go to the courtroom with you and check this out, but I'm going to have to bring tissues. I know, because I'm going to get emotional watching.
It's powerful.
I see a graduation, I'm going to lose it. You know what I mean?
There's several on.
Oh man,
it's powerful.
Well, thank you so much. This means the world to me. So thank you so much, guys. We'll take a break. When we come back to our normal hijinks. I'll give you the big stories of the day, including something that I ate today that could have got me murdered in Baltimore. But thank God I'm still here. It's the Johnny B Show.
It's the Johnny B Show on 102.5 The Bone.